All right, here we go with your makeup tutorial. Things that you will need. So you will need your makeup palette. Every single team is using the same makeup palette this year. You're gonna need a variety of brushes with different tips to apply it and make the right shading. You're gonna need a primer. You can use whatever primer you like. This is just a suggestion. It's a less expensive one, but it does the job if you put it on and let it dry. Elites, which are the Royal Stars and Starlights, you need to wear fake lashes. This is required for you. You can do the strips or you can do singles. These are two brands of different single ones that you can purchase, but whatever brand you want to use is up to you. If you use strips, I do highly suggest Ardell. They're the leading brand to use. The glue that is suggested is Duo, and this is a quick set glue. So you can put it on, blow on it a little bit, apply it to your child, and it is on. This is another bonding glue that goes with the extended lashes. A good set of tweezers are going to be needed, and lash scissors in case the lashes are too long for your child. Q-tips, make sure you get a good kind that are not soft at the end, but a little bit hard. Black eyeliner, any brand you want. This is a Wet n Wild liquid. It's got a really fine tip. A black mascara, a red stay lipstick, and I do suggest that you get a lip liner, but that's optional. You'll need a red blush. CoverGirl is a really good one that stays put, and some blush brushes. A finishing spray is highly recommended. We really like the Mary Kay brand, but you can use any finishing spray just to kind of set all the work you did. And lots of makeup wipes. You can use Neutrogena, you can use Equate. These are both the same. This is just more of a name brand. Costco has a giant pack of these, and it comes with little travel ones, completely up to you. So again, those are all the items that you'll need to do your child's makeup. All right, before you get started, make sure your athlete has their uniform top on, and then start with primer. Just one little squirt and put it on like lotion on their eye with your finger. You can use a brush if you want, but your finger should be fine. And just cover the whole eye. And then once you've got it on, just fan it out until it dries before you start applying the next layers. Right, next, you're gonna grab your palette and a brush, and you're gonna start with All Vibes.
I like to use almost a little bit of a fluffy but like compact brush to really pack on the color to make sure you have a really good base before you apply your glitter. I like to start in the inner corner and then take it out. We're not going to take it all the way. We're going to take it about 3/4 across the way of the eyelid. So probably to about right there. And we're going up to right about the crease of the eye, and you're just going to follow the eye crease, and that's where you're going to apply the gray.
And again, the color that she's using right now is All Vibes. The All Vibes. All right, for your second color, you're gonna get a new brush, and now you're gonna use Calm Down.
And again, make sure you're packing your brush with a really good amount of product on it so the undercolor is nice and bright. I'm going to start right at the line where I just finished. I'm going to go a little bit over it, and I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to follow the natural bridge of my athlete's eye. Again, going up a little bit above the crease, kind of into the eyebrow. And then I kind of like to round it so it gives a little bit of a softer look going towards the outside. And then I'm going to connect it onto the eyelid crease.
And again, this is Calm Down. All right, your next color is going to be In the Zen, which is this one there. And this one, she's going to use her finger to apply. You can use a brush if you want to.
You're going to apply it. I like to start from the inner corner and then work my way out. And I'm just going to dab and do it and slightly rub to get the product on to where we had applied All Vibes, the gray shade, on the eyelid.
You need the layering so that the colors pop correctly. All right, for the next color, which is your fourth, you're using Malibu Waves. Okay.
And you're going to apply this one on the outside of the blue, just all over with your finger. Or brush, whichever you prefer. And then after I applied the darker Malibu Waves, I'm going to apply a little bit of the 2000s shade. It's the lighter glitter blue, and I'm going to put it right in between both the silver glitter and the blue glitter to kind of blend the two colors together so the line doesn't look as harsh and the makeup colors transition really smoothly. There you go.
So after you get all four colors down, you can use a Q-tip, push it into your makeup wipe. That's just going to have a gentle amount of cleaner on it, and you're just going to kind of clean up around the eye. I would not use a wipe for this part. I would use the Q-tip just so that you don't mess up any of the makeup that you've already applied.
And then I just turn the Q-tip around and use the dry side just to make sure it's nice and dry before I continue, and that way it doesn't mess up the makeup by bleeding.
And then you'll use a makeup wipe, and then you can clean the under eye. So she can open her eyes and have your athlete look up, and then you can clean up underneath where you've gotten any sprinkles that have come down. After you clean up the eye, you're just going to grab your black eyeliner, and we suggest a liquid. It goes on smoother with a nice fine tip. This is just a basic Wet n Wild brand.
You want to start in the inner corner, and you don't need to do it too thick. Just a nice light gentle tap on the top of your lash line, and you're just going to pull a straight line all the way across. And then to make the wing, I'm just going to draw a straight line going up and then pull a line going all the way across and down, kind of making like a little triangle. And then from there, you can just go ahead and clean up your line.
Here you can see her cleaning up the wing. You can see a little bit more defined. And again, it's best if you use a liquid eyeliner, but take your time.
All right, so you want to wait until your top eyeliner is nice and dry. You're going to have your athlete look up with their eyes open. If your athlete's eyes get watery, here's a tip. You're going to put a Q-tip right on the corner of their eye where their tear duct is, just to kind of keep those tears from creating an eyeliner smudge. You're going to start midway through the waterline, right above where those eyelashes are, and you're just going to pull straight across all the way, and you're going to connect it in the corner with the other eyelash.
So now we're going to do lashes. These are strip lashes.
Make sure you double check the size so that way they fit your athlete's eye from almost the inner corner where their lashes start. I don't go too close because then they're going to be, the inner corner of the lashes is going to be bugging your athlete the entire time. And we don't want it going all the way up close to their eyebrow. So make sure that you're cutting it so it fits your athlete's eye accordingly. You're going to take a little bit of the Duo Lash Glue. This is the quick set kind. And you're going to dab just a little bit on the lash line. And then you're going to blow to have it dry just a little bit, or you can fan it. Make sure you keep a good grip on it so it doesn't fall out of your hand. Okay, I'm going to start from the inner corner. I want to try and get as close to the lash line. I like the fine tip tweezers to give me some more precision. I'm going to place it, and I'm just going to follow the lash line, placing piece by piece as I go. And then you can always adjust it by trying to push it a little bit closer to the lash line. Once they're on, I like to kind of press them on to the eyelid and lash line to make sure that they're really on there. And then before your athlete opens their eye, make sure you blow on it or fan it so that way it dries, so that way it doesn't stick to any other part of their eye.
And carry your glass glue with you just in case their eyes water and you need to reapply it in the corners.
And before we do blush, the next two steps are completely optional. You can always add foundation and concealer to your athlete's face. It's totally optional, just if you want to even out their skin tone. But after you do those two steps, or you don't have to, we're going to go in with blush. We want to use a nice bright blush so that way your athletes don't get washed out on stage. I'm going to tap off some of the excess. Make sure when you do it, you don't want to put it down here on the bottom of the cheeks. You want to go slightly up on the top of the cheekbone, almost right underneath where their eye ends, straight down, and then you're going to kind of pull it straight back. So they kind of have a nice little natural flush look. And then if you feel like it's not blended enough, I like to go in with a clean brush or a powder brush and just sort of brush it out so it kind of gives it a more natural look. And it softens it. Oops, get in your hair. All right, and next we're going to do the finishing spray. You can put lipstick on before, or you can do the spray before. It's just up to your own preference. You're just going to spray the spray on the face, and then just let it dry. All right, next we're going to apply the lipstick. Of course, you can always put the lip liner on before. I like to start at the top of the Cupid's bow and pull down, and then follow. And go ahead and open just a little bit. I'm going to do the other side, draw down. The bottom.
All right, here we go with our hair tutorial items. You're gonna need your team bow, whatever it may be. This is the bow we're using tonight. You're gonna need a shower cap and a clear one. You're gonna need lots and lots of hair ties. There's little black ones, but those do tend to break, but they still work really good. A really thick one. It should be the color of your child's hair, brown or black, not orange, not orange. Use the child's hair color. So lots of black or brown. You need bobby pins. Try finding the color that are your child's hair, but any kind of bobby pins will work. Some kind of curling tool. So this is a curling rod with a skinny tip. The smaller this tip, the better. And it comes with a grab glove. A clip to use while you're doing the hair. You can use a bonding oil if you want on your child's hair before, which helps to set it and hold it and protect it. You want to use an old school's 80 really strong sticky hairspray. Something that's going to hold. We're not going to pull out anything that's super, super thin. We want something that's thick, sticky, that's going to lock it in. You're going to need a styling comb so that you can comb and separate. We suggest one that's got a skinny tip. A smoothing brush of some sort. These are the best ones you can find are at the dollar store. And a really, really good smoothing brush for the scalp once your ponytail is made. You can see how it's curved. Conair makes a good one. But there's a variety of different smoothing brushes that you can use to do your child's hair to make your high pony. So these are the items you're going to need and that you'll see us using in the video to do our hair tutorial. Coach Annette's hair, and to do your athlete's hair, it can be clean or dirty, doesn't really matter. Dirty does usually hold a little better, but have them flip their head upside down completely. Then get your hairspray, kind of give it a little bit all over. Not too much to start right now. It's just enough to keep it kind of sticky in your hands. Then you're gonna get your smoothing brush and start from the back of the neck and go all the way down and holding it. And you're gonna go all the way around and keep grabbing as you go all the way around. Use your smoothing brush. Make sure you've already brushed out your athlete's hair before you start. And go all the way around and get all of their hair. And you want it on the top of their head. So I'm gonna keep going. I've got it all in my hand now. So now I'm just gonna smooth it out and make sure I'm getting all the lumps out, especially in the back. I'm gonna grab my spray. And now I'm gonna add a little bit heavier spray. I'm gonna smooth it out and you can see how it's all coming together nicely. Don't be in a rush because you'll get bumps. Okay, so I have it almost all smoothed out. And again, I'm using my old school 80s really thick but good hairspray. I'm making sure I have every single area, but I always start from the back and build into the front. Once I have all of that, and I know I've gotten almost all my bumps out, which is possible, I'm gonna grab my hair tie that is the color of their hair and put it in. Just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna use that solid black one. She's got a little bit of mixed color hair. And I'm gonna go over with my first tie. And one tie is not enough to keep it. Before I add another tie, I'm just gonna make sure everything's nice and smooth. So it looks good. My curved brush is one of the favorite ones we like to use. The bottom of the hairdresser bag. And I'm just gonna smooth it out so it looks really good from the back. And I'm gonna saturate as much as I can so that I can have that clean, smooth look all the way around. And I'm gonna grab my smoothing brush again. And while I'm doing that, my curling rod is plugged in so it can get nice and hot. So now I've got a really smooth base to work with before I start curling. Then I'm gonna grab another hair tie and I'm gonna try to make this as tight as I possibly can. So now, right now, I'm working on 2 hair ties. When she comes up, you can see the ponytails on the top of her head. All of this I will use. I will put more hairspray on and smooth all my little edges out. And again, I can use my curved brush and get all my little flyaways. Now, I'm not gonna do too much hairspray right now because this is just showing you, but you should be saturating your hair that when she touches it or you touch it, it's just silky smooth. A bonding oil on, you don't have to use it on the bottom of the hair, but on the ponytail. So if you want to get a bonding oil, you can get a bonding oil and put that in your athlete's hair. And it helps with the heat. Get the ponytail all the way up, sprayed really good. I'm going to take her bow and I'm going to put it in and I'm going to put the bow so it's facing where I want it to sit, which is in the front of her head. And it's going to have the tails right here. Then I'll use this and I should only have to twist it once, maybe twice, just to take the slack out of the bow. Okay. Once I've done that, I'm going to take some bobby pins. And with my bobby pins, I'm going to spray my bobby pins before I use them. So if you want to, you can spray them so they, you don't waste any hairspray. But I'm going to spray my bobby pins just to give them some extra sticky. Once I sprayed some bobby pins, I'm going to put the bindi side down or up. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to secure them all over my bow. It can go on top. That's totally fine. Making an X is helpful. I have some hiding underneath, some hiding on top. And I'm going to stick them on both sides. And again, I'm going to spray my bobby pins before I stick them in my child's head. So I've sprayed these. They're a little extra sticky. And that way I can put this in the right spot that I want. And again, making an X on top is fine. The bows are going to be so blingy. That little bobby pin's not going to make a huge difference. If she has flyaways around the sides, you can put bobby pins all around the back. If it's one even haircut, then you won't need to use as many bobby pins. And again, spray the back. Now, before I do any more spraying, this is where your shower cap comes in. Cover their bow. Cover their bow so you don't get any hairspray on her stones. Because if you do, it will no longer be shiny. So now I've got it all covered. I can do another spray over and I don't have to worry about ruining my bling bow. Okay. Now we are ready to curl her pony. Okay. Now we're ready. I'm going to start curling my athlete's hair. When I do, I don't want to do chunks. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit and I'm going to give myself a good hour to be ready for this. I'm going to take, remember I put that bonding oil in there to protect it. I'm going to take my hairspray. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to take my wand and I want to use the smallest part of the wand. And I'm going to hold it there. I can even spray it again while it's on there. Once I pull it out, I don't want to let that curl go. Hold that curl, spray that curl, and either use a bobby pin or carefully a clip and let it hold that heat in. If you let it go, you're going to lose that curl. So then I'm going to go to the next little chunk. And again, I'm just going to do little chunks. So I'm going to take that little chunk. I can either comb it out or I can brush it out so it's nice and smooth. Spray it with my hairspray. Take my wand or my tiny curling iron. Wrap it so it's as flat as can be. Hold it there. Let it catch that heat. And then I'm going to pull it out. Keep it in that curl. And then I'm going to add it to my clip. And I'm going to keep going and going until I get to the end. So I'm going to get a little bit more. Same thing. If you're using a wand, you do have a heat-sensitive glove. If you're wondering what that was that came with your glove, with your wand, it's so you don't burn your fingers. I feel like my fingers are non-sensitive anymore. So I'm going to spray, grab my wand, use the smallest tip of the wand so I get the smallest flat curls. With the glove on, obviously you can see I can get closer to it and actually touch the wand. You've put that bonding on, so the bonding is going to help seal it, pull it off, and again, hold it. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep doing that until I get all of my pony done. So after you've done the whole hair, I'm not gonna do all of Coach Annette's hair. After you've done, again, keep clipping it. You can use multiple claws. Then you're gonna take your claw out and you could see how tight the curls are. I would give it one more spray so that it holds all of my curls. Tighter, the better. By the time we go on stage, these will fall nicely into place, okay? So you can see how curly and how tight those are. Super easy, and because I finished curling and then used a claw to hold it together. When I'm all done, I'll spray the whole hair again so that it is cemented in and they bounce around like Shirley Temple. Then I can take my bow off and my athlete has her finished product. Okay. Hair.